That was on me. I guess I screwed up. Thanking Tanya W. tonight. We're home. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, that's Brad Pond. Okay. And Kadri, we hate. He is what he is. Who's ready for some Blues playoff hockey? It is on YouTube now. I guess I forgot to click the right thing. Expect no response from the Blues for Bennington besides the win, and that's I'm with you there. I absolutely see that. I absolutely, completely see that. I think Benner out could push the team over the edge to make it happen. I'm hoping. It's all going to come down to. It comes down to Husso tonight, right? It absolutely comes down to Husso, and he has got to make them early saves. Oh, well, that would be cool, Brad. That might be something we can work on. They took away the Bolts goal. Yes, they did. Upon further review, we have determined that Kadri is a tool, and he will always be a tool. Jerry Bradshaw. Hey, Jerry, how you doing, bud? I don't advocate violence, but if Kadri manages to get a broken sternum, I wouldn't be sad, and we can call it a good hit. Well, I mean, it was a good hit on their defenseman. That was a good hit. Michael Dante kind of went off yesterday. And Husso's daddy. Well, I hope Husso figures out how to be the Avs daddy tonight. I really do. He needs to pitch a shutout. He needs to pitch a perfect game. A perfect game. It comes down to the whole team besides just Perron and ORR. I expect a big bounce back tonight. Well, this team, they're a team that when they score 4 goals, they win. When they don't, they lose. Right? When you're 9, 17, and 10, scoring 3 goals or less, that is a telling point, right? And it's something that they're going to have to fix. They're absolutely going to have to fix in my eyes. Let's see. Kevin, I don't think they'll go out of their way to get Kadri, but I'm sure they'll take a shot. I hope they don't. And you know what? To me, don't even worry about Kadri, right? Don't worry about him at all. He is what he is. He's a straight tool. We all know it. You go out there and you worry about your game. You take your game. You beat them on the scoreboard. You beat them on the scoreboard. Up there. Look up. Hey, Serrano. Look at the scoreboard now. There you go. That's what we want to do. Every time we score, we tell them, look at the scoreboard now. And we got to keep them off. We got to keep them off. Danny, I get what you're saying. I do get that. But you know what? You change the complexion of a game when you're behind 2-0 in the first 3 shots. That changes the game. Yeah, let's not go there, Damien. I mean, I like the sentiment, but it's not someplace we need to go to. We need to rush the net, at least 2 guys. The NHL has set a pretty bad precedent right now, right? They had the same. Milan Lukic ran into Mike Smith. Now, I didn't see the play, and I haven't looked at it, so I don't know it completely. But he ran into him, and, again, takes Mike Smith out for part of the game, and I'm not Matlow. It's history. That's what I'm going off of. Recent history, past history, right? Set on the fact, win it and tell him to F off in the handshake line after the Blues win. Well, I mean, that would be a nice thing to do. That would be a great thing to do. Oh man, this game is getting another challenge stoppage. Wow. I didn't see the goal. I didn't see what happened. I'm trying to watch it now. I can't tell what's going on. I don't know what this stoppage is. I mean, the face-off looked okay. Oh, unless he uses his hand to slap it. Oh, he does. Oh, he absolutely does. That's a hand pass. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's getting pulled back. Christina, Christina, I'm wasting away. Christina, where have you been all my life? Christina, we have missed you so much. Oh my goodness, it's Christina Young. If you want to come on the show today, let me know. We miss you. We miss you. I hope so, Christina. We miss you. Yeah, I saw it. That's an absolute hand pass. Absolute hand pass. Yeah, that's absolute. That's not with a stick. That's absolute with the hand. Danny says best revenge is to come in hot and come in hot and pound the net. Get the shots on net tonight. You know, get them uncomfortable. You know what? I'm gonna send her. I'm gonna send Christina a link anyways and see if no goal. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that right away. That's two goals Tampa's had taken off the board. Wow, their fans are about ready to tear that place down. Their fans are going to tear that place down the way the Blues fans tearing it. Let me find Christina. Christina, I'm wasting away. I'm wasting away with you, Christina. I want to be with you. Yes, there's a song called Christina. And let's see if I can find her. I haven't. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe she. Let's see. I'm lost here. Katrina. Oh, it's Katrina. That's why she's not going to come on because I read it wrong. It's Katrina, but I'm thinking the song Christina. But hopefully she's still going to like us and come on. We miss her. It's been so long since I've talked to her. Oh, there she is. There we go. We'll find out. And here we go. Let's see if she's gonna see if she'll come on. You know, she doesn't have to, but I would like it to. I would like her to. I'd love her to. Let's see where we at. The Avalanche prepared to face Bennington all series. Now it's Husso. Is it a disadvantage for them not having that time to adjust to Husso and his strengths and weaknesses, or is it all over? Is it overthinking the situation? Well, Ryan, good question. Good question. I say it's somewhere in between there, right? You know, these guys are professionals, so it doesn't matter what person that they put in, what person they take out. I get that. I see that. I'm really hoping that you know, it's all going to come down. To me, it's the first 10 minutes. If you can get on the scoreboard, and now here's the thing. Here's the thing. The Blues have led every single game in this series. Every single game in the series they've led. They've been ahead. They've scored first. Well, you got to score first and keep scoring. You've got to not trail, right? Get that goal and keep that goal. Yeah, I know, Matt Lowe. Everyone loves that. Everybody loves it. And she probably hates me now and won't come on, but hey, that's on me. Florida is out shooting him 29-10. They are just tearing them up. But Tampa's had 2 goals taken off. This is do or die for Florida. They're down 3-0. You know, they're trying not. Here's another President's Cup, trying not to get swept. You know, I don't know what it is about winning that President's Cup. Damon, we were saying that a long time ago, my friend. Long time ago. And you know what? Husso's got to be playoff good today. Absolutely has to be playoff good today. He's got to be better than he's ever been. And that's what I really do. I'm sorry. I know everyone thinks it's it's everybody else, but you know what? If you can keep that thing going the way I don't think it's a jinx per se. I think it's the what happens is when you play the lower seeds, a lot of time those lower seeds have been playing really, really good hockey to get where they're at. And you know, you're playing, you haven't, because you were there, right? You know, they got to go hard and fast. I'm not worried about hard and fast. I'm worried about playing their game. I'm worried about getting the cycle. I'm worried about moving the puck. I'm worried about getting it through the neutral zone. I'm worried about when you get down there controlling it. The Blues defense is their offense. If their offense is working, if they are keeping the puck in deep, if they are cycling the puck, if they're getting shots on net, the other team isn't. And that is when the Blues absolutely are magnificent. Right? That is their time. Unfortunately, too many times they don't do that. Too many times they don't. And those are the games that they really, those are in all actuality games they lose. Danny says Lightning's due on the Panthers. I think they've got, the Panthers are their hump. The Lightning are the Panthers hump, more or less. Crash the net. Yeah, but be careful crashing the net, because I guarantee you both teams are going to be warned about goalie interference before the game even starts. All right? Let's do that. Let's go scout the refs. Let's scout the refs for tonight's game. Let's see who we got on. I had seen it earlier. It was posted earlier, but I want to look at the numbers. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, you got it. Oh, okay. No, wrong game. Woo, man, I was almost ready to shit a brick. Oh, man. Kozari and Lee are reffing this game right now, the Tampa Bay game. Right? Oh, man, I am not fans of theirs. Okay, so we have Kelly Sutherland and John McIsaac. Right? Here we go. Let's see. Sutherland skated with John Brink in round one, so he worked St. Louis's game one. Game two, Kings Edmonton game two, Colorado Nashville game three, New York Pittsburgh game four. So he's got some good experience, right? He also worked Rangers game seven with Gord Dwyer. No, he's got some games. They joined forces in round two for the back of their second game together this postseason. They have worked Tampa, Florida game one, and Rangers, Carolina game two. Okay. Here we go. Goals per game. Kelly is at 5.5 and is 36th. Turo 4.8, 43rd. Penalties, power plays per game, they're both at 3.0. Okay, so that's a total of 6. That's something we need to think about. Penalties per game. Kelly is at 4.2, which is 3rd. And John is at 3.5, which is 23rd. So that's 7.7. So just almost 8 penalties per game. So be aware of that. Penalty minutes, 11.3 for Kelly, the most in the league, and 7.6 for John. Percentage on penalties on home. It's even for Kelly. It's 51% for John. More penalties on the road percentage, -2, -6. Some good numbers in there. We'll see what happens. I just heard a bump. Who do we got? Oh, we got the Windy City Hockey. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
I am good. Okay, I gotta ask this because I know that you're rooting against the Blues. I already know that, but I also know that you're pretty strong on hockey and everything that you see. I want to know what you thought of the Kadri play.
I thought it was just what happened was it was a cool accidental contact. What happened? The St. Louis player and Kadri were kind of tied up together, and they were both rushing for the puck. It felt like, and
Okay.
it led to them going into Bennington. That's what I saw and how I viewed it as.
Okay. Did you have you watched it in slow motion, frame by frame, or anything like that?
Yes.
So in frame by frame, you don't see Kadri looking at Bennington, and then you don't see Rosen skates at this angle, a stopping angle, and Kadri skates straight up.
It seemed like they were locked. That's what
They
I
weren't
saw.
locked. They weren't. In fact, they skate right. At one point, it looks like Kadri's going for the puck, but he's looking at Bennington. How many goal scorers look at the goalie to the left of an empty net when scoring a goal? When trying to score a goal?
I see what you're saying, but I still don't think it was a on
He
purpose
pushes
play.
on Bennington when he's laying on him.
Yeah.
He pushes on his legs. Right? I don't know whether it was on purpose or not. I don't. But there are signs to me that think it was. Now, I am, me and most Blues fans, we're out on an island. We are on an island. The majority of the hockey world does not see it the way we see it.
Yeah.
The majority. But when you break it down frame by frame, there's a lot that comes into it that really, because I did do that. I did break it down. Hold on. Okay. In fact, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. All right? I want you to see what I'm looking at. Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay. So bring this in. So here's Lehkonen, right? Lehkonen right here. And he's taking the shot. Kadri's here. Rosen's here. Falk's here. Falk is actually a non-play in this. Right? It hits Bennington's glove. And Bennington, when he gives up rebounds, usually they just drop right in front of him. Right?
Yeah.
He doesn't give up that juicy rebound, that goes out to the house. Right? It's right there where he can pounce on it normally. But if you also look, he's kind of to his left. All right? Or to his right. Pardon me. Looking at it backwards. So keep watching. If you watch Kadri's head, you notice how it's where it's turned. It's turned right at the moment it's at the puck. Now he's turned it and looked at Rosen. And then there's the puck. There's the puck. Not even at the puck yet. And right there, look where his head is. He's already looking at Bennington. He has turned his head. In that sequence of events, he's turned his head looking at Bennington. So this is where he's supposedly going to score the puck, and he's looking at Bennington, who's to the left of him. The net is wide open. He puts his stick on that puck. It goes in. Now, Rosen does a great job of lifting his stick. Right? But keep watching this. The whole time. Now, look at Rosen's skates. Look at Rosen's skates. You see Rosen's skates right here, bud?
Yeah.
That's a stopping motion. Right? So he's trying to stop. Look at his skates. Are those in a stopping motion or are those in a forward motion?
They're still in a forward motion.
Forward motion. So Rosen's trying to stop. Kadri's going through him.
It seems like Kadri's still trying to go for the puck.
But he's looking at Bennington.
The puck was up to Bennington.
Huh?
The puck was
up
up
is to the left of Bennington. The puck is right here. Right there, bud.
Which is still kind of up front of Bennington in the crease area.
Okay, well, watch. So Rosen lifts the stick. Rosen's skates are still stopped. Kadri's aren't.
It looks like he's tied up there.
He's hitting Rosen.
And it's going to be hard to make
now
a stop on
Watch
that.
here. Look at it. Look where his weight is. He shifts on that next frame. You can see he shifts his weight.
Trying to stop?
No. He goes from a forward momentum to a left momentum. He shifts his weight this way. What? See where his hips are? See where his hips are there?
Mm-hmm.
Next frame. See his hips? He shifted his weight. He shifted his whole weight, not forward, to the left. He shifts his weight to the left. Now looking, he's barreling down into Bennington. The puck is at his feet. Rosen is a non-entity right now. Everyone says that it's Rosen, but it's not. Look here. He's barreling down into Bennington. Rosen is to his left or to his right, basically out of the place. If you know, see, look at that. That's not barreling into the goalie, and then he's pushing Rosen into the goalie also. Now, do you see where I'm getting at?
I still don't think it was an on-purpose play. And I'm a Blackhawk fan. I hate Kadri as much as everyone else does in the NHL. I just think that was an accidental hockey play.
Okay, and you know what? And that is going to be the end of it for me, right? Because I'm going to get torn up for constantly bringing it up. I know I am. But I wanted to hear what you had to hear. I wanted to hear what you had to say. I thought it was only fair.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, and that is an important thing. Kadri said I was pushed from behind. Right? Then, Casper, the ghost of Christmas Past, pushed him from behind because there was no player behind him. But again, that could just been a mix-up in words, instead of saying I was tied up. But it's how I feel, and we're going to go with that. Now let's get into today's game. Today's game is uber important, and I think it's uber important for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Normally game 3 in these series, in a 1-1, that's the uber game. That's the game that kind of tells you where things are going to go.
Yeah.
But because of the extracurriculars, it's put it on this game. It's absolutely put it on this game. And to a respect where if Colorado loses, that could definitely get into their psyche. Right? Mm-hmm. The other issue is, and this is something that I think fans need to understand where they may screw up. The fact of Kadri getting the racial threats, I think that could help. I think that helps the Avalanche more than it helps St. Louis.
Yeah.
Right. That can get a team, that can really bind a team. You know what I mean?
Could also really light an ass under the fire of Kadri. Light a fire under Kadri's ass to really show it to St. Louis fans.
Yeah, you know what? It's working in it. I think it works in the negative.
I think what St. Louis fans were doing, going after Kadri the way they did, that was completely uncalled for.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do absolutely agree with that. It was completely uncalled for. It shouldn't have happened. And I apologize. I apologize for Blues fans. I really do, because I wouldn't go there. I have some thoughts on him, and I think that his style of play, it's the league sooner or later has just got to crack down on it. Right. The guy, I know Jared Bendar said, oh, we've talked to him and he's trying to change his reputation. I don't know about that. Your history, it's hard to get away from your history.
Yeah.
You know what, Jeff? I do not know where the threats are. I don't know where they came from or how they got to him. I think there were calls to his hotel room. Right. I think there were calls to his hotel and things like that. Jason, you're absolutely right.
I did not say that.
No. He did. I don't think he said it this time. He said it on other shows.
There's other shows that I just troll you in the chat where I just say it because I have no connection to any team. I'm not a fan of either team, but I would prefer Colorado over St. Louis, I would say.
Do you think I have an issue with you trolling me?
No.
Not at all, right? I do not, bud. You know, and that's the thing. And I've said this. How many times I see you? How many times have I said, um, the rivalry makes it better?
Mhm.
Right? You know, so believe it or not, I absolutely have no issue with you trolling me one bit. Right?
The way
Um,
I'm doing it, I'm just having fun with it by just saying go Avs for
yeah, I
fun
know.
just because of the
I get it.
series. Because I have no part in it. I'm a Hawks fan. We're playing golf right now.
Ooh, I don't think it was 100% Blues fan. Splitting Chicklet says some were from burner accounts on Twitter, so it might have been Avs fans stirring the pot, and that's possible, right? Possible.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I apologize as a Blues fan as well. Never a reason for racial hate. Just boo the crap out of the guy. No, I don't hate Kadri because he's whatever his race is. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Right? I very rarely look at a guy's race. Very rarely. I don't care, race, creed, color, Russian, Ukrainian,
Oh God, don't get guys started on
German.
Russians. He'll have, a freaking heyday. He's got crushes on all the Russians.
No, I don't. I don't have a crush on all the Russians.
You have a man crush on every Russian on our team.
One of them.
No, you get going on Barbashev too and Booch. You've defended Kostin when he didn't need to be defended. You just like Russians.
Well, somebody agrees with you.
Oh yes, more than one person agrees with me.
There we go. How you like St. Louis City SC #2 win against Portland Timbers I don't think they've lost yet. I got to go back because it's hard to find their record in that. I don't think they've lost, or if they have, they've only lost one game since they've come into existence. I mean, I think that they're building a team very smartly, right? And if they didn't hold their press conferences at 9 a.m., which is 4 a.m. my time, I'd be in their press conferences, right? I have a press pass for St. Louis City, right? Unfortunately, I just can't do the 4 a.m. stuff,
Oh yes, Matt, I forgot about Toropchenko.
Oh, I love Torpedo. I do love Torpedo.
I know. I love him too, but you just go on these tirades where you're just, oh, look at this, and then look at this, and we need to have the Spetsna line.
Okay, who was right about that?
I'm not disagreeing, but they haven't played well this playoffs together.
They haven't been together this playoffs.
Yes,
they were together one game.
Two games.
2 games?
Minnesota, 2 games.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, Krishaki, and how many people wanting his butt beat and just being put as race. And well, I don't know. I've heard from what I've been able to gather, there's been some heavy, like, die in, die stuff that he's been getting.
Mm-hmm. And it hasn't just been to him, it's been to his family, and that's where a line needs to, you know, that's not cool. And if it is people in St. Louis, that does make me a little ashamed. I mean,
I absolutely ashamed.
But if it's people in Colorado with burner accounts, that just irks me.
Yeah, well, we don't know that. It could be St. Louis burner accounts too.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. You can see here's the thing. I saw something on media today, and I had to speak out against it because it was Kadri's attacked by St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let me see if I can find exactly what it was. Because I had to stop for a second, right? Because there was a media making a bigger deal out of it. And I don't know if I can find it now. I'm looking. I think it was in full press, but I'm not sure. It might have been in one of my other ones. What is today?
Today's the 23rd.
So it wasn't in that one. I thought it was, but it was simply one of the reporters that said, the way they had reported it was that he was attacked, and he wasn't attacked. It was threats, and there's a difference. Right?
Well, they like to make the water bottle throwing to be an attack. They wanted to press charges on that, which it wasn't necessarily the best to look on Bennington, but at the same time, if you're told that you're out, you can't play in this series, and you feel this guy's responsible, I think a water bottle is like the least of your worries.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm trying to see if I can find this one post because it was in one of my Twitter chat groups.
I know that I saw one from the Denver Post that was pretty
Well,
much
no, this was
confusing, a
from
bit
like
of attack.
Kaplan, something Kaplan.
Emily Kaplan?
Emily Kaplan, yeah. I want to say it was from Emily Kaplan. All right. No, I can't find it now. But I want to say it was from her, and I can't remember which.
While you're
group it
looking,
was.
Kevin T, yeah, I did see that the media was all dogging Berube for saying that it's over and we're moving on. And then I also saw a report that Landeskog was attacking Berube for not calling for it to stop.
He did. First of all, Berube has no control over fans, absolutely none. And for anyone to think he does, that's kind of out there, right? I don't know. Bendar, after Kadri, damn near took Falk's head off. Bendar didn't have anything to say about how bad that was. In fact, Bendar complained about the suspension, that it was too long. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Oh, it wasn't that bad. It shouldn't have been that much of a suspension.
Well, I mean, of course, it was his team. It was his player. They were suffering, so he's going to say that. But Bennington, was injured, and Berube isn't saying anything that's too harsh other than look at his history.
Yeah. And I had no issue with that. I had no issue with the look at his history.
I didn't either, but a lot of people did.
Did you find it, Wendy, or were you looking for it at all?
I didn't see anything on it.
Okay. I'm trying to look at her stuff right now, and I'm pretty sure it was her. It might not have been her. It was an article that was written, and I swore it was on ESPN, but I could be wrong. No, because this has got other stuff that I'm looking at right now.
Randy, Wendy is a friend of the show, and he is a hockey fan. So even if his team is playing golf, we love having him on because he's a very intelligent young man.
And I missed, but that, okay.
And I like watching him.
Say again?
I'm just saying that I like watching Wendy troll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't mind.
I'm really not trolling today.
I know, you're great.
I don't care what anyone else thinks should never have happened, but I think the Wild was a tougher team to beat. When the Blues get a big league tonight, as they are going to target Kadri, I don't think they'll target Kadri.
I think that
what's a black font? Again, go ahead, Wendy.
I think the NHL will be keeping a close eye on this game tonight, just because I think they don't want to see a full-blown melee out on the ice tonight.
Yeah.
So I think we won't see a ton of plays going after Kadri, going after anyone on the Avalanche, or going after anyone on the Blues. I'm just thinking that players are going to know, okay, this game's going to be very closely looked upon by the NHL.
Yeah, I can see that. And actually, I'm glad that they didn't. So I already did before you came on. I was going over the scouting the refs.
Yeah.
Did you see who's reffing the game between Florida and Tampa tonight?
I saw one of them was the Steve Kerr.
It's Kazari and Lee,
okay.
Right? Those two guys I have an issue with right now, right? They call 3 penalties total against St. Louis and Colorado. They're at the top of the league in penalties called.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 nights later, right? 3 nights later, whatever it was, they're reffing game 2 of the Battle of Alberta, and they call 18 penalties.
I mean, that Battle of Alberta game just had a ton of actual blatant penalties.
Yeah,
so did game 1 between St. Louis and Colorado.
They had
I don't think it was as bad.
They had penalties that were more close to where you can just let them go without calling. The Battle of Alberta games had penalties that, yeah, those are blatant penalties.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough. I get that. But, it does. I put, the conspiracy theory, my triangle goes on.
Mm-hmm.
The triangle hat,
that
goes on when I see the guys that call all these penalties not call penalties. And in the next game they ref together, they call all these penalties. The conspiracy theory hat goes on.
Yeah, just like the one that Jason Nichols just said.
He calls up Luke. He said, "Bro, run into the goalie and getting his monkey off my back." That's actually pretty funny, Jason.
Yeah.
Might be a couple of hits on him, but that's it. I don't even think that they're going to hit him. I think that they're going to put a body on him, but I don't think they're going to go after him because any hit on him is going to be looked at as retaliation and could be a penalty right off the bat.
Yep.
And that could end up being a 10-minute misconduct.
There could be a likelihood of there could be a fight that happens between Kadri and someone on the Blues at a face-off, but that likelihood is very slim to none, but I could see something like that happen.
That's only going to happen on the very first face-off that Kadri's in. If it doesn't happen then, it won't happen. If it happens then, it's just a 5-minute for fighting. But what I do guarantee you is going to happen is the referees are going to walk into the Blues locker room and they're going to walk into the Colorado Avalanche locker room and they're going to tell everybody you're going to play a good, clean game or you're going to be sitting sitting in here the rest of the game.
I kind of think that's what's going to happen.
Right? And no, I'm almost dead certain of it. You have to. Right? Mm-hmm. You have to, for the refs, they have to get control of this game right here, right now. And they do it by walking in the locker rooms and saying that. All 4 of them, not just the 2 refs, the linesmen and the backup, all 5 of them, pardon me, because I forget there's 5 during the playoffs. All 5 of them walk into that room and say, this is the law. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. There's a new sheriff in town and we're it, not you. There is no policing tonight. No self-policing tonight. Do not do that. And then the other thing that's going to happen, and this is the one thing that I know is going to happen that pisses me off, is they're also going to pre-warn about running into the goalie.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they're going to pre-warn about running into the goalie, and you're not. And what that does is that's going to prevent the Blues from getting dirty in front of Kemper, and they need to get dirty in front of Kemper to get goals on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's a difference between getting dirty, like being that net front presence, and running a goalie over. So,
yeah, but if you're in that net front presence and you get even bumped into the goalie, they could look at it the wrong way, right? Isn't that influence the game though? Well, yes and no, right? Yes and no. I think what it does is, first of all, this isn't something that's done just in hockey. Mm-hmm. This is done this is done in every sport, right? I know it's done in baseball. I know it's done in basketball. I'm for certain it's done in football because the referees in football have a meeting with both teams prior to the game, right?
The football refs just they don't know what they're doing at the time.
Right? Well, no, they do. They do. The I think it's the umpire, the referee, and the back judge have a meeting with each team prior to the game to let them know, hey, let's play good, just like boxing. Mm-hmm. I gave you my instructions, no low blows, da, 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 da. It's kind of like that. What I think is going to happen here is that this is, I think it's a smart thing to do. Oh, there they come out. Here's Husso leading them out right now on TNT. Puck drops at 9:50, so we'll go a little later tonight. We'll go to about 9:45 or 8:45 your guys' time. It's 8:50. That's the 9:50 is Eastern time.
Who's the backup for you guys?
Lindgren.
Charlie Lindgren.
Okay.
Oh, we got a buddy.
Yep,
we got a buddy. Okay.
Bring him in.
Hi, friends.
Okay. So this will be now I keep saying it'll be the last time, but this will be the last time that we talk about this.
It won't be the last.
Marco, I'm going to ask you, and I'm not going to respond, okay? Because I've done it in the past. I've already seen, I've already done my little video thing and all that. I'm not going to respond. I'm going to let you have your say, how you feel about the Kadri situation, and then I'm dropping it because I want to talk more about today's game. But go ahead, bud.
So, one quick question I want to have you guys seen the ballistics video on it?
The ballistics video.
I'll have to send you it. So, there's a cop here in Colorado. His whole job is, ballistics, tracking bullets and stuff, and using cameras, for traffic things and stuff.
Yeah.
So what he did is he took the footage from everything, and put it in the system to see where everything's going and where everything was tracking and everything.
Does it show Kadri shifted his weight somewhere in there towards Bennington?
Slight, like literally right as the end, you see Kadri kind of like tilt his head up, and right as he has his puck looking at the thing, he has his stick going after the puck. He looks up. His stick's going after the puck, but his head is looking dead at Bennington. Yeah.
Okay, but
that is, and I pointed that out yesterday.
Okay, but then again, you're also thinking about like eighths of a second and that kind of judgment. So it's still, it couldn't be.
It's a bang bang play, and that's the sad part is when you're crashing the net for a loose puck in the slot, and you're the lone person, and it's a goalie and a defender, and the defender slightly has more power than you, it's never going to end pretty. No matter what situation you look at it, it's always going to end horrible, and it's always going to be the goalie who pays the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I get that. So do you think that there was some intention by Kadri to hit Bennington?
I'm in between, because I thought about the whole situation when, the whole thing with Falk. And then I don't know if you remember when Bennington swung his stick at Kadri.
Yes, I do. The history counts. To me, the history matters.
I think that he might have thought about it, but I don't think that he meant necessarily to take him out.
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize, Marco. I will shut up now. It's very hard for me, but I'll even turn my mic off.
Marco, just be happy that you had me turn on your side a little bit, because normally I'm heated about this, but I'm gonna hold Guy back.
It's definitely a bang-bang situation, and there's history between them and Kadri, and now the NHL player safety is reviewing the whole bottle thing, and Kadri just kind of laughed at the bottle thing. He's like, he even commented on it about the investigation. He's like, I don't know why they would. It's playoffs, we're heated, but no matter what series you're looking at, players aren't going to get along in the playoffs. That's just how it goes. Mm-hmm. But one thing I will say about this whole situation is the threats and the racial nonsense that really needs to just stop and leave the whole entire thing. I understand being heated about a player. Trust me, there's some players, Matt Cook from the Wild, but be mad at the player. Don't threaten a player's family. Don't threaten, don't be that person. Please shouldn't have to get involved over a freaking playoff game, or they could be used elsewhere. But like I said, this whole series, this game tonight is definitely going to be huge, because if the Blues don't beat the Avs tonight and the Avs go up 3-1, headed back to Colorado, it's going to be hell for the Blues come when they walk into Ball Arena.
It's going to be hell for the Blues whenever they come back to Ball Arena anyway.
Yeah, because I know the hotel that the away teams stay at for like all the sports or whatever, they already were talking about having extra security and putting in a whole entire thing, because fans out here were so mad about the Kadri situation that now they were talking about like doing a protest and blocking the team bus from being able to get into the thing and stuff like that. And the police out here flat out said, if this happens, you will be arrested on site. We don't care who's on what side. So the safety of a human being is more important than the sport. And
I like that.
I
See,
do too.
to me, I don't understand making threats. I really don't. But to me, 99.9999999% of those threats are just, what do you call it? Frustration.
yeah,
Right? And they never go. They never, ever, 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 ever go anywhere. Right? And it is what it is. It's all posturing. It's just like the coach's posture, the fans' posture. Right? And you're right tonight. And by the way, I did turn my mic off, so I let you speak. Right? So
yeah.
I was really surprised.
Right? No, I promised I would. It's sometimes it's hard. I'm opinionated. Right? And this is a fun job, and sometimes I get a little full of myself,
Passionate.
and I apologize.
He gets a little passionate.
Yeah, a little passionate, right? For me, when that word is used, usually it's a bad thing. I can't believe that. See, this Florida game. Wow. If Florida doesn't win this game, they've been given every chance. They should be down. Well, they could be down 2-0, but 2 goals were disallowed, and they were disallowed legally. Okay, it wasn't like they pulled them away, right? They were disallowed.
Thanks, Nick. He's a little bit more blunt than me.
So now I'm crazy. I love it. Love it. Call me crazy. Right?
I don't understand how Florida had that bad of a defensive breakdown with 20 seconds left in the game.
Florida has had that bad of a defensive breakdown this entire series.
Man,
right?
I was
their power
for them
play.
too.
Their power play is gone. Oh wow, that. I can't remember. I can't see who 44 is, but he just checked 2 guys. Took 2 guys out on one play for Tampa.
That's
Tampa's
Rocco
44. Huh?
Yep, that's Rocco Gudis.
Yeah, he just knocked out 2 Panthers.
Yeah,
right in one hit. Heard 91 asked for a cup, and someone gave him one. I don't know where that's going, Dale.
A drink.
Where are we at? I'm lost in the comments. I don't know. Look, tonight is important. Straight up, Marco, what are you expecting from the Avalanche in the first 10 minutes?
I hate to say this, but as much as I love my team, we're gonna come out flat. I already know they are. This is something they do in the playoffs and this is why we keep getting beat in the second round. Is we come out flat and then we spend 40 minutes battling back. I'll be surprised if they come out and they're on their game immediately. But I have a feeling that it's gonna be one of those, how you call that, blue to blue game where the puck's going to sit at center ice most of the game, and it's going to be whoever is going to get a few drives into the net or who's going to mess up and get that one slight free little bit of room is what's going to win this game tonight, because last game it ended up like that, and then after the whole thing with Bennington and everything, that's when it turned into both teams just start flying back and forth on the ice, and there's chances all over the place. This is Cooper made a couple important saves to keep the Avs in it.
Okay, what are you, Wendy? Where are you at on this?
If this wasn't a game that the NHL was going to look at, I would think this would have been a more aggressive first 10 minutes of play. But with the fact that I feel like the NHL's going to have a close eye on this game, I'm going to think we'll see more of a game where it's back and forth hockey to start the first 10 minutes of play. Avalanche could come out slow, but knowing how they have been so far this playoff, they've been interesting to see. And then St. Louis, I can see them scoring the first goal in the first 10 minutes.
I'm kind of with you there. I think that Well, first of all, I think St. Louis would be very smart not to even try and deal with Kadri tonight, right? Not even try and take a shot at him, do anything with him. Just leave him on the ice. Be smart there and that. But yeah, I could see St. Louis scoring in the first 10 tonight. Ash?
I'm sorry, StreamYard kicked me out and I missed half of what you said, but
what's your expectations in the first 10 minutes of the game tonight?
Oh, it's going to be really I think the Blues are going to come out heavy. They have a lot of anger and animosity right now. I mean, I know that Colorado does too, with them feeling that, we're wrong, they're right type of thing. But I think the Blues being at home, it's going to show more on the ice. I kind of think that Marco's right, that Colorado's going to come out flat-footed.
Okay. Well, again, this is one of those. It goes. There's no in between. It's going one way or the other. Either it's going to be one of those games where the refs come in and take control right away, or it's going to be a melee. Right? There's no in between. Right? To me, there's no in between. And St. Louis has to get on the board first. Has to get on the board first. They cannot trail in this game.
Also, a little side note: since Sam Girard is out of the series as well. JJ is going to be playing tonight, which gives a little bit of heaviness to the Avs. Jack Johnson, he's supposed to be either playing. Bednar said he's switching in between him and I forgot the other dude that plays for the Eagles. Forgot his name, but Bednar said he's switching in between both of them, and then he's also mixing up line 2 and 3, he said tonight. So to basically match that big line from St. Louis, that basically the heavy hitters that grind out goals. So that way there's a little bit more of a, chance to keep things from being shifted all in the Avs zone, which has been a problem for us, where St. Louis gets going and the puck sits there for 5 minutes in our zone, which is really annoying to watch.
Hey, real quick, I want to apologize to one of the viewers. Shackle text, I accidentally clicked something and muted you for 5 minutes. I apologize. Once that comes back, you asked about if I still have the Bennington mask, and I think you're talking about the one that I used for the song, and unfortunately, no, I got rid of those. So, yeah. So again, I do apologize about that. It was, sometimes the buttons here, the not the buttons, but the little, Wendy can tell you the side things, the ones that, where you can click on something, it's close. And sometimes, I've done it before where I've actually kicked somebody out that, I had to go all the way through YouTube to get him back in. Well, there you go. Tampa just scored. Looks like Bogosian, right? Bogosian. Yeah. Score for now.
Yeah.
Well, you did hear about what Landeskog said, right, guys?
What did Landeskog say?
Landy during his press conference, because I guess him and Ryan O'Reilly, that whole situation, it's beyond both teams. Honestly, they just don't like each other no more. Ryan, I guess, said something or whatever among the guards, and one of the reporters reported it back to Landeskog, and I guess Landeskog flat out said, "Well, you can tell number 90 he knows where to find me on the ice if he feels a certain way about me."
It was Maroon that scored, actually. Maroon got one off the back of Borovsky that went in.
Go, Patty.
Yeah. Good goal. Well, there you go. Now Florida's got 13 minutes and 44 seconds left in their season. So
what's the score?
1-0.
Ooh.
Should be 3-0, but they got 2
Well,
goals.
no, I mean the 2 goals were legitimately taken off the board.
I really want them to win, only because I seriously want a 1996 Stanley Cup rematch.
Between Florida and
the Avs.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I honestly see. I don't think the Avs are getting. Well, depending on what happens in the next couple of games, I don't think the Avs are getting past the Western
I don't think that
teams.
the Avs are going to the Stanley Cup final. Even if they get past the Blues,
yeah,
they're not going to get past Calgary or Edmonton.
Yeah.
I think the Avs have an easier chance against Edmonton than Calgary. Because
I will agree with that.
I will agree. I just don't see them beating Edmonton in a 7-game series.
I think Kemper is better than Smith, but Markstrom's better than Kemper. And when it's all this high-flying stuff, I think that Markstrom will be able to outduel Kemper.
I was going to say, if that was to happen, wouldn't that be a duel between both former Arizona goaltenders, Smith and Cooper?
Yeah, yes, it would be.
Oh, wow. Between Markstrom and Kemper?
No, Mike Smith and
Smith
Kemper.
and Kemper?
The only thing that gave
will not get past the Blues, so all that is not necessary. I'm with you, Randy. I hope not. No, we got about 15 minutes left, and it's been a good show. We've got good comments, and again, I do apologize to the guy that I accidentally muted. Please forgive me. Yeah, that was I looked at, I just hit something wrong, and unfortunately, it I hate to say that, but please just forgive me.
I'm pretty sure it's Damien, because he's the one that was asking why he couldn't get on YouTube.
Maybe.
Another thing I kind of just want to happen.
Well, Damien. Normally I see Damien.
Well, maybe I'm confused, because he just said, "Why was I placed on timeout?" So.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, there he is.
Okay, Damien. If you did, it was an absolute accident, my friend.
We have nothing but love. He has butterfingers. That's why I call him. Buttons all the time.
For YouTube, there's a thing up here, and I went to click something, and when I went to click off it, I accidentally clicked put user in timeout, and you can't undo it. Right? I can't undo the timeout. They don't allow me to do that. So sorry, Damien. Nick says accidentally. Mike, how you doing, Mike? I really hope if Tampa wins Wednesday's game, will be 8:30 Eastern. That is a possibility. Well, actually, no, it won't be. It's still going to be an hour later, because Colorado's in Mountain Time Zone.
Yeah.
Right? It's in Mountain Time Zone. So the game I would see the game being
6:30 maybe?
No, I think it would be a 7:00 game your time, 8:00 St. Louis time.
Right?
Is that only an hour difference between Mountain and Central?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Or they might just put it 7:30.
Well, the thing is, a lot of times, a lot of things like when they'll say 8:00 Eastern, 7:00 Mountain, Central Mountain. So usually it gets played at the 7:00 hour anyways, but it's an hour later, right? It gets pushed back, and it's not being played when it's 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It's being played at the same time in both time zones.
Yeah, because it's 8:30 where you guys are at, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's 3:30 where I am.
Yes, Wendy and I are at 8:30.
Yeah. So what happens is in the Mountain Time Zone, things get played an hour later. So a 7:00 start there, which is a standard start, is usually 8:00 in the St. Louis time. So you're still going to get a late start in Colorado if this one does end here. All right, you're still going to get that late start. That's not going to go away.
It'll probably be the primetime game, because that would be the Avs and the Blues were the main matchup that everybody was talking about for this playoffs. So they're definitely going to put it on primetime. Actually,
so Gary Bettman was asked about this, and he basically said if St. Louis wants a earlier time, they need a new time zone. It's a time zone issue, right?
Yeah.
No, and that's exactly what it is. And I don't understand why people in St. Louis don't understand that. Right? It's a time zone issue. They do not want these games overlapping each other. Right? 2 games is the most. They're not going to have 3 overlap each other.
Yeah,
and especially not for the majority of the games. It hurts the ratings.
I was gonna say, yeah, because the NBA, like during the first round, I'm literally flipping through like channel after channel, both ESPNs, TNT. Yeah. I think it's best that they keep it this way, just for the simple fact that I'd rather be able to switch back and forth from 2 channels than, having to find a game on a random channel. Like, I think there was one time I watched I think it was a basketball game, but they didn't have the right channel because something else was on. I ended up watching a game on Univision of all places.
Yeah. So I mean, and the NHL wants to stay away from that, right? So that's why they've done it the way they've done it. And look, I get you guys don't like the late start times, but you know what? I'm sorry. For me, I used to watch Blues games at the Eastern Time Zone. Watching,
Did that say 72 to
when
2?
I was in the Navy, right? I had to watch games at 2:30 in the morning.
I was gonna say in Canada, it's just a normal thing for us. It's like at nighttime, everyone goes out, gets their dinner, you head out, go watch some puck, head up to the rinks. You're at the rink until about 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Go home, do it all over again.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, there you go, Nick. At least we have a start time. My apology to hockey. Used to discussing hockey with a Blackhawks fan on 61 and grew up hating the Hawks. Well, we hate the Hawks too, but Wendy is a friend.
We like the people. We like the people.
And
We're all hockey fans.
Yeah.
We're all hockey fans.
Yeah, I don't hate Wendy at all.
The division rivalry.
And Wendy's a great guy. Besides the fact that he's a Blackhawks fan, Wendy's a great guy. We've had some good conversations in the past, and we've enjoyed it. So see, I've done that too, Chris. Had to watch games 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It is what it is, right? So you deal with it, right? Or better yet, not being to watch the game because you're at work.
Mm-hmm, I've done that.
In Japan, some of the playoff games came on in the morning time for us. 7:00 at night was in the middle of the workday, so I didn't get to watch a lot of the playoffs. Right.
I'm lucky. There's this lovely screen that turns on during the playoffs. So
say again.
I'm lucky that during the playoffs, when there's no other events going on, there's this lovely screen that magically turns on while we're there.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask you. So you work in the arena, right? You work at Ball Arena.
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like in game 2? Has St. Louis kind of took control of that game?
So I brought this up so many times. Any sport here, unless it's like the Broncos, you're gonna have your fair weather fans, and during the playoffs when tickets are expensive, most tickets start out here you're looking at about $80, $90. And to me, that's kind of cheap because in Canada, a playoff ticket up there is like almost $150 a seat. All the little rich people that, never show support for the team except for one time a year, they take all the seats at the bottom. So when they start leaving, they literally were grabbing fans from up top and bringing them down. So that way it still looks good on TV. But the atmosphere was not too good when the Blues pretty much, ended up getting through the Avs easily. Because that game, I'm telling you, that was probably one of the worst defensive efforts I've seen from the Avs in a long time. It got really quiet. Like, if I can hear the puck gliding in the arena, there's issues. And like on the upper level, you can hear everyone's still chanting, let's go Avs and everything. But literally, when you're down, because you're sitting right there next to the corner door where everything gets, bowled out, and the Ice Girls are there and everything, and Bernie, the mascot, is right there. I could hear everything. I could hear the players talking. Normally, I can't hear their skates. I can hear their skates. I can hear them cussing at each other. And that's how I know our atmosphere died. And I wasn't too happy about it. Like, I was talking to the mascot, Bernie. I'm not going to say his real name, but he was even talking about it because he went over and he was getting the fans pumped. And there's a little small section every year when the Blues come to play that the Blues fans buy their tickets and they sit right there, and it's like that right corner. You can see them on TV. Yeah. They're usually right there in that corner.
Prior to the last 3 years, it would be 60-40 Blues fans in that building.
Yeah.
Right.
And even when Boston would come, like even now during regular season, Boston shows up and I'm seeing black and yellow jerseys all over the place, and I'm like, what the hell?
And I'm sure you do with St. Louis when they're up there. Denver is kind of like Florida or like Tampa Bay and Miami. They're transient cities, transient towns, like Honolulu is. Honolulu has a large military population, and while I say that to all my military listeners, to all those who served, to all the veterans and those who are active, I served with you, and I thank you for what you do. You just got to know I love it. Do you hear any crickets? Right.
It might as well add the crickets. That's how quiet it got.
Yeah.
I was gonna say also they speaking of military, Colorado's another huge military town. During our military games, when the Avs or the Nuggets or the Mema have military, I can tell you right now, like they kick fans out of sections and make them move their seats just so that way they can make sure people who are serving, retired military, have a better seat. And most of the time here also, during those games, you'll see fans, like we'll see a person in uniform get up and they're like, oh, I'm going to get a beer. And we'll see one of the guys come down. We're like, no, you're not. We got it. Like, beer's on this all night.
When I've had that a lot when I've worn my uniform, right? When I wore my uniform. So I could kind of sort of fit in my uniform now. I need to lose about 20 pounds to get into it really good. But I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm still authorized because I retired. I'm still authorized to wear my uniform. Right. But my hair is not in standard, so I can't wear it like this. The guy that does the Gerald Wilson, right? He actually works for the VA. I kind of know him a little bit. He works for the VA. He's a retired first class like I am, and he's got to, in some way, keep his standard, his military standard. His weight isn't there, but the rest of it has to be in standard so he can wear his uniform. Right? And Carson Springs.
Yeah, Fort Carson down in Colorado Springs. That Colorado Springs is a weird town. So one of the hockey teams down there is Colorado College, the Tigers, their DU's rival. That team, like that, you go to a game there, and I can tell you, you see so many different NHL jerseys there, even though it's a college game, and people are just so confused. Like, why aren't you guys in Tigers gear? And most of the people are like, we didn't feel like driving an hour down to Denver to go watch the Avs. So, this is the next best thing we got. So,
I'm getting there, Shockey. I'm getting there, my friend. I'm a combat vet too, so but I know I get to wear mine because I'm retired. Air Force Academy is in Colorado Springs. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. What others? I was up in Fort Collins. I think they call it Fort Fun. Back in 2008 for 4 or 5 days doing some work up there. So I remember that. I think it was in like March or April. I can't completely remember. The weather was nice. It wasn't cold, so it had maybe a little later than that. Tampa power play, 8 minutes left, up 1-0. I have a feeling this game's I cannot see Florida coming back. To me, Florida had to get a lead and stay with the lead. The Space Force. I still gotta laugh at the Space Force.
Makes me wonder if Florida considers going after Barry Trotz this offseason because Burnett's not promoted full-time head coach yet.
He's still in.
Well, here's the thing. This is another example of going after a superstar and not working out. Right? You had Minnesota go after Fleury. Where are they right now? Right? Florida got Giroux, right? Claude Giroux,
my favorite
right?
flyer.
This huge free agent, and I don't think it's just the President's Trophy. It's that when you when these big teams, these teams that are up there, make those trades, you have to give up something to get something, and a lot of times you give up more than you were getting, and Florida They were one of the best. Florida was one of the best power play teams in the league, and they've scored one power play goal this playoffs. One. They were 1 for 3 in the last game, and they haven't scored one here. They were 0 for up to the last game.
Yeah.
All right, you're never going to win a playoff series like that. You might sneak by one the first round, but you're not going to win in the second round if you can't get your power play going. And I got to tell you, I saw a power play earlier where Huberdeau, however you say it was just bad. I mean, he missed. He had the puck pass to him 3 times. He missed it all 3 times, and then he passed. I'll tell you what. Looking at that power play, I'm like, Huberdeau's on the take. That's how bad it was. That to me, I felt he was on the take. Right? Joe Thornton, yeah. Joe Thornton's been with Dallas for a while though, right? Or no, he
was with the Sharks forever, and then he went to
Florida.
Tampa, moved to Toronto, then Florida.
Yeah.
Then to Florida, yeah. So Tampa Bay is Florida's boogeyman. Yeah, that's part of it too, right?
Tampa's Florida's big brother, and that beats up on the younger brother, basically.
Yeah. Lightning versus Colorado in the finals would be worth watching. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
I wouldn't want to watch it because for the simple fact that I'd be ripping what hair I have left out of my head because Tampa is a very vicious team that once they get a hold of you, they pretty much they don't give up many leads.
I really don't want Tampa to get a third one. I really don't. So
no bad.
Actually, I'm going to watch the next rounds no matter what happens. I mean, I love the game, so I'll watch the rounds no matter what. For me, I think one of the biggest things. First of all, the 8 teams that you have in this right now, they're all 100-point teams. I don't think that's ever happened before.
No. I can't think of a time in my short 30 years.
Yeah.
No.
It's. I don't think it's ever happened before that you have 800-point teams. You're going to have 400-point teams in the semifinals, no matter what, right? And that hasn't happened in forever, right? Even getting 200-point teams against each other hasn't happened in a while. I don't think. Am I right, Wendy, or am I wrong?
Well, it looks like
I shaved. I had to shave, man. Mine was getting gnarly. I had to shave. I kept some of it, but I had to let some of it go. It was getting gnarly.
Yeah, nothing grows there.
Before, but it's been a long time since it's happened.
I have that weird thing with my beard where I want it to connect to my mustache, but it's like right there, and then it just doesn't happen.
Stops. Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with that. Mine is it starts looking like mange under here. Right, I get the little white spots in here, and then I get spots in here where it doesn't grow and it's trying to cover itself up. Yeah, right. I won a Weir's beard contest in the Navy 3 times. So,
yep, smooth as a baby's bottom.
Oh my goodness. I once had a lady tell me that she was growing a playoff beard, and I looked at her and she says, "Yeah, I haven't shaved my legs in 3 weeks."
Hey, that counts. That's a playoff beard.
I can't do that. That's itchy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. That was a little too much information there.
That's a little too much information, and it's a little too itchy even just thinking about it. For me, I can't go that long with that.
I usually trim after the playoffs ended. Yeah, no, I had to, Danny. Mine was just so bad. The mange on there, and it was getting so itchy that I couldn't sleep with. I need a haircut pretty bad. And
yes, you do.
Yeah,
see, my wife has an issue with my beard where I don't maintenance it that much. Like I'll wash it, but during the playoffs, she was like, "You should trim it." I'm like, "I'm not touching a single hair on my body." Not happening. It's like, you married a Canadian. This is what you get.
Oh my goodness. Well, I appreciate that, Jason. Thank you so much. My raggly, scraggly mess here. I'm starting to look like a sheep, I think. He says he misses his.
You see, no, I wouldn't say sheep. I'd go llama.
Llama? Yeah. Okay, guys, we're getting to that point. So for the last 3 minutes, I'm going to ask you what your expectations are for the first period. And if you want to go for longer than that, you're more than welcome. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but now that we've had all our talks, we're going to get into it a little bit more for the end. I'll start with Mr. Nick from Windy City Hockey.
Like I said earlier, I think it's going to be back and forth hockey for the first 10 minutes. St. Louis might get the first goal of the game, but I still think going forward into this game, I think Colorado will have a fight back in the later part of the first period to try to get it within one, and with at least a tied game going to go to the second. I just think this is going to be a back and forth game to start out, and that's what I really think we'll see throughout the entire game.
Okay, puck drop will be at 9:50 or 9:50 Eastern Standard Time on True TV. True TV. So if you've got True TV, you'll be able to watch the start of it. Okay, Markle. Wow, man, I'm just having it. Markle, your turn.
That's it. Same thing. It's gonna be. I was gonna come out a little flat. I'll be shocked if they come out, guns blazing. But I think we go into the second period with a 1-1 tie.
I could possibly see that. Ashley?
I just see that the Blues are going to come out with a lot of emotion, and I feel like Marco's right. The Avs will be a little flat-footed, and I see a 2-0 lead for the Blues going into the second.
And okay, I think it's going to be a tight game. I can see it being 0-0 or 1-0. I don't know who's going to score. I do think that whoever scores first wins this game, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be one of those games. And we'll do this last question as we're getting ready for puck drop. Who scores the first goal? Nick?
Perron.
Marco?
I am going to go ahead and say Landeskog is going to get in front of the net and drop one 5-hole.
Ashley?
Well, Nick stole mine, so I'm going to go with Booch.
Booch needed. Me? I want to go with one that I hope does not freaking happen. Kadri.
Oh, that building will erupt if Kadri scores. Oh my
gosh. Water bottles will be thrown, man.
Oh my, no, not just water bottles. They will pick up seats and throw them. Okay, guys, game is on. They got Nelly banging the drum.
Woo!
For Let's Go Blues. So this is Guy, the Wild Blues fan, for all my friends and all my buddies, Marco, Nick, and Ashley, saying aloha mahalo, and we'll see you at the first intermission. Aloha! I'm bleeding blue with you.